Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on, black people? What's going on with my people? The black people sitting back unconcerned and not really thinking about what is taking place with their people, especially the ministers of all this religion organization. They do not concern about the people too much. Because their plan is to win the soul of those people for God. And God just sit back and not doing anything really. And also his son Jesus sit back and not doing anything. Because we have too much suffering for them not to be doing anything. We got people sick on their own, and some get sick by others. Some people are getting killed by others. And the God of the Bible just sit there and let all this brutality take place with his handmaid. Man did not make himself, as the Bible stated. God made man. So if he made man in his own image and in his likeness, he's supposed to take care of man. Because he made him in his likeness and in his image. But the God of the Bible, that name, were not in existence when he made man. So what was his name? What was the name of this man that created these other men in his image? Hello? So the story is symbolic. The story of God and the story of Jesus is organized by the European. But the story of everyday doing of my people that the European take to Africa, take to Europe, they change it around in their ways and make it to be God stories. Hello? And that's what I'm talking about. They make it to be God stories so the people's mind get caught up into the name God and the maker of the human being. But if you go way back into the African stories or El Cabilan stories, there's no man named God and there is no spirit named God. The word spirit is a Latin word. So everything we are dealing with from the Bible are Greek, Latin, French, and Romans. The words of the Bible are not African words, 1 and 2. So the point that I'm trying to make, we have a symbolic story of the Bible that the white men put together. I know you're going to say, oh no, that's not white men put it together. You're your goddamn picky mind. The Bible was made in Europe, not in Africa. But the story of the Bible is from Africa. But the European took it and they changed it around in their way because we did not use the word God. And we did not use the word Jesus. That makes sense? So think about it. It's not hard for you to understand. We did not use the word Africa. My 100,000 grandfather doesn't know the name Africa because we did not use that word. They use the word El Cabilan. It's just like the Indian, as you call them, from the Americas. They didn't use the word America. They don't know that. That is by the European. So we get caught up into a lot of stuff that we can't understand. So we truly lost our sense of direction. Hello? We truly lost our sense of direction. And now we don't know if we're going and we don't know if we're coming. Because we're not doing anything towards our people. There is nobody out there, as you call leaders, are trying to gather up our people from north, south, east, and west to have a mighty revolution against the evil empire that hurt our people. You know, our people have been hurt by other people. Our people have been hurt by other people. And we just going along like nothing happened. We just, hey, just forget about it. Can you just forget about it, Rodney King? They beat that man so bad that they fractured his jawbone, his legs, his hip, his ribs. And he wanted, can we get along? Because he have been taught to say that. He forget completely about the physical brutality that they took on his body. 6, 7 men beating him with a baton for 2-3 hours, that you become unconscious and go to the hospital. He still want to forget about it. And that's the mentality the black people have. So we can help each other. Because you're going to forget about it. As I said in the past, that I travel many countries in this world. I was a seaman. And was a very good one too. I had my discharge book. So once you have a discharge book, that tells you you are a very good seaman. And I traveled many places. For 10 years, I do traveling every day, 24 hours a day. I travel the whole world. I go places that people don't even think of. There was not on the map too much. Because I was working with some bad person. I work with people that they go to Europe and they charter these ships and they don't pay the fee. That's how tough these guys were. Have you ever heard about a boat they call Jamaica Queen? The government labeled it as a prostitution hotel. And they lock it down. And the guys that run those cruise ships, they're bad guys. They don't play. And I've been with them for 10 years. And we go all over making free parties. You know, free parties? Steak, lobsters, champagne. And you do that for 24 hours a day for 3 months. That's a lot of money you waste right there. Or a lot of money you spend. So back to what I was saying. We're not seeking out a way to help our people. Many years ago, I said I would go to a place called Laverne Park in Los Angeles. And Saturdays, these guys will gather there and they will play drums. Whole men, lawyers and teachers and doctors retire. And I will go there and hold conversation with them about having a trust fund for the black man. I'll give them the proposal that I have. How can we go along with this proposal? It would be whole school teachers, lawyers, and doctors would run and take care of the book. So no one will steal the money from the trust fund. And everything I have on the proposal, how much fee should pay by the month, and how many members we should have, and what the money should use for, in case of emergency. We could have all that fun. Their reply was, it's not going to work. Black people think I'm trying to get rich, so it's not going to work. Just forget about it. I said, what do you mean? I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not in riches. They said, no, that's how the black people think. You come up with this proposal, they figure you want to get rich and you're going to abandon them. I continued life for 1 year. And it's the same stories. I still got my proposal papers that I have for the black man. If we take 1 million black men in California, just putting up $10 a month to the trust fund, regardless if you have a job or not. Just think about it, how much money we will have to the trust fund. And we're not talking about 1 million. We have 60 million black people in the United States. We got 3 million, close to 3 million. Say put it at 2 million in Jamaica. 1 million Barbados. 1 million Trinidad. 1 million Venezuela. Just think about it, putting up $10 a month into the trust fund. In the space of 2 months, we will have trillions. And we could help our people, and we would not have to depend on the government for no hand me out. And they laugh at me, say it will not work because they think I'm trying to get rich. There is not everyone trying to get rich. Some people don't want to get rich. Some people don't want a home. Some people don't want a car. Some people do not want a van. Some people do not want to drive a truck. Some people do not want to have a airplane. Some people do not want to wear a suit. So you have to understand all of that. Some people does not want to eat a steak. You got to think about that. Some people don't want to drink a glass of milk. It doesn't matter what you said. They do not want to drink a glass of milk. It's not they cannot afford to drink a glass of milk. They just don't want it. Some people don't want to wear a watch. Some people don't want to wear a bracelet. Not because it's expensive. They just don't want to wear it. Look, there's many people who walk without a watch on their hand. Some people don't want to wear a ring. It's not because it's expensive. They just don't want to wear it. So back to the riches, some people don't want to get rich. Some people don't want to have any land to plant the grains. But a lot of people want to have the land to plant grains or to build a house. And that's the way it is in life. That's the way it is in life. Straight up. Don't get it twisted. So when I came with the proposal, they thought I was trying to get rich. They didn't know that I have a little food for myself. And that's all it is. Don't get things twisted. You don't need a lot of money to have food. If you know to save your money, you would have a little food to eat. If you don't drink alcohol, you don't use drugs, you don't buy prostitute, you don't gamble, if you don't have things that you want and you don't do those things, you got to be a damn fool. And also some foolish people have things. So that's not the way it is. You got wise men doesn't have nothing. And you got some foolish people that got something to guide them through life. And if you don't have anything to guide you through life, then you messed up. You fucked up. As they say in the book, you messed up. Excuse my language a while ago because I saw a politician is cursing on the program. And they're politicians, they're government politicians. And they're cursing. F you this, F you that. Also the president. We got to kill these. Listen, so everything is messed up now. You know what I'm talking about? So everybody gone wild. Like how they're killing all the Palestinians and nobody's not saying anything anymore. Everybody gone wild. Kill them mother. See, that's what they're talking about. How can we save the life of these people? They're not saying that. Starve them, kill them. We need the land. And that's what I'm talking about. So back to the trust fund. If we get a trust fund for our people, that's all. I don't want to do it because I tried already. Let the smaller young generation do it. Let's get a trust fund for our people. You want to start it in Africa? Start a trust fund in Africa. Put up $10 a month into the trust fund. We got over 1 billion human beings live in Africa. Set up the trust fund with these new phone apps that they have. And all that money will go to one bank or two banks. And we should own the bank of our own. And put trillions of dollars in there. So when we have natural disaster, because it's not God doing all these disasters, the God of the Bible, they're natural. So we can help our people. We can put up a new shelter, find clothing and food for them, transportation. Because the black American don't want to do it. Just think about it. If 1 million black men in California put $10 a month into a trust fund, we would have $10 million a month. In 30 days, we will have $10 million to get our people out of starvation. 2 million? We would have 40 million in 1 month. Huh? We'd have 40 million. How long away 40 million can go? We're not going to use it for merry-go-round. We're going to use it to build factories for our people. Housing. Get the land from the government. Buy the land from the government. So 1 million Jamaican join the trust fund, that would be 60 million. If 1 million Barbadian, you do the maths. That's another 10 million. That's 70 million. Do the maths. Just do it. 1 million from Trinidad, that's another 10 million. So in 1 month we could pick up 300 million or 400 million a month. And we are talking about 40 million black men and black women of the United States. So 40 million black men and black women put $10 a month into the trust fund. You do the maths. We could build homes. We could take the land buy the land from the government. We could sublet the land and build house and factory. We could have our own chicken farm. Not no little baby chicken farm. We're talking 10, 20 houses of chicken on one farm. We could have goat farm, 8, 9, 10 houses of goat farm. Pig, you like to eat pig? All of that. And we wouldn't have to depend on the white men no more. And we'll take all them churches and turn them into factories and school. And stop talking about God and Jesus. Because those two names belongs to the European. Talk to me. Those two names, God and Jesus, those two words or those two names is European. They are not African names or words. And that's why we get caught up into the bullshit. Our mind is mixed up. We can't think about the stars anymore, or the moon, or the sun, or the earth, and the contents within it, and all the four-footed beasts, and the folds of the hair, and all the green leaf and green herbs. We cannot think about it anymore. We're stuck. We're thinking about bullshit. That is not edifying our people. We don't know to give birth to our people anymore. You know the midwife? There's no midwife anymore. Those people were the ones that see that you give good birth. Now you go to the hospital, what they do? They just cut you and take the baby out. So no, we're not giving birth anymore. And that's the problem we have, and that's what I'm talking about. So if you're not giving birth to your people, so you're messing up. You know, messing up? You're messing up big time. And why you're messing up? Because the doctor is cutting out the baby so the woman is not giving birth. So when the woman is not giving birth, what do you think going to happen? Hello? What do you think going to happen when the woman is not giving birth? When the doctor is cutting out the baby out of the woman, she lost her sense of direction. Huh? She lost her sense of direction. Because she don't know what is birth anymore. She's not feeling in the pain of the birth. So if you're not feeling the pain of the birth, you don't feel no pain from the birth. So what do you think happened? You care less. You don't know that you give birth because you go to the hospital and they shoot you up with a needle. And you don't give the birth. Doctor say, hey, no, guess what? If we cut out, we make more money. Just C-section and we make more money. And you go ahead with it. Because you don't want to feel no pain. So by you don't want to feel no pain, that's what it is. No pain, no gain. And that's messed up. You know, messed up. But I don't think anybody can help our people anymore. Because this new technology that is coming right now, well, hey, I've been here for a while. I never try to use it because it's nonsense. I was in technology. I was one of the guys that tried to make big screen TV when I came to the United States. I was the guy that tried to make the skateboard when I came here. I'm a coach builder. I build custom cars for rich guys when I came here. So I learned a lot of things here in this country. So what I'm saying, black men just lost their sense of direction because we're not going any place. We let the preacher fool our mind, and by your mind have been fooled, you get stuck. It's just like the pharmaceutical company. They fool the mind of the people not to use the herbs anymore. That's why I don't speak about herbs too much. Because you're telling you don't know the doses of the green herbs, so don't use the herbs. And now they're telling you have to dry the herbs to use it. And that's what I'm talking about. Look, if you want to listen to bullshit, you go ahead. But I'm speaking from myself. The animals in the wild doesn't eat no goddamn dry leaf. They eat the green leaf with the juice in it, the substance. That's where they're going to be getting the medicine from. And that's where they're going to be getting the vitamin from and the mineral. If you feed them on dry leaf, they don't live too long. So if you want to go ahead with bullshit, go ahead. You have to go around and just make up some chemical and some vitamin and some protein to feed them with so they can survive. They just bloat them up so they can drink a whole bunch of water. When I was growing up, the animals, they don't know about no vitamin and some medicine. You animals sick in the village, you cut the aloe vera, beat it up and push it down in their throat in a bottle. And in a few days they get better, all worms leave the body. Not going around with the needles. No, they never see a needles. And them cow was big and fat and shiny because they eat green leaf, green grass. We don't have no cows eat dry grass where I'm from. No, that's bullshit. So now the pharmaceutical company fool the mind of the people. Hey, don't drink the green tea with the green leaf. Make sure they dry out, then you can put it back into the water and then you boil it. That's nonsense. That's why I stay so strong, because the lady that take care of me, all she boil is green herbs and squeeze the juice out in her hand. See, did she make it in her hand? And then that's the way I learned. And some of them that were so hard, she take a hammer and a piece of wood and she beat them. And then she turn them in her hand and squeeze it out, put a little salt in it, and give it to me to drink. And I was, hey man, I grew up as a strong boy. And all the boys of the village were strong. None of them was homosexual. None of them try to be ladies. And that's how it is. You give those young boys right now the dry leaf, they're trying to walk like a lady. Because it's not good. It's toxic. Dry leaf are toxic. Hello? So when you give the animal dry leaf, you are giving them toxic. So they're going to get sick sooner or later. And that's why you have to shoot them up with the needles and put all the time a chemical in their body so they can recover. If you eat a lot of cooked food, you're eating dead food. Hello? Did you heard what I just said? If you eat a lot of cooked food, you're eating dead food. You have to eat a lot of fruits. And if you cook them, you're eating dead food. And guess what? A lot of people cook the fruits. They cook mangoes. They cook pineapple. They cook watermelon. They cook bananas. They're cooking ripe banana. Look, everything gone messed up. Everything is messed up. So what I'm saying, the people got to wake up. The people not understanding anything anymore. Especially the African people. That supposed to be wise in their doing. We are not wise in our doing anymore. We are messed up. If we are the original people of the planet, we must know everything more than any other person. Does that make sense? We're supposed to know more than the rest of people that came after us, because we are the original people of this planet. Don't listen to those people that we come from another planet to be here. We've been here from time and time. But we let other people that came after us, and we let them come after us with interference. That's why they don't look like us. Okay? The interference let them change from us. You're not going to get it. It's too much for you. But all I'm saying to you, black men, if we open a trust fund, I don't care who open it right now. I'm just telling you the plan that I have for the black people many years ago. And they turn it down. So somebody need to rise up now with this plan of trust fund. You can start it in Africa, Caribbean, Barbados, Trinidad, or the United States. Let's get a trust fund. Do you know the government set up a trust fund for the Indian that you call the indigenous people or the native of this land? They got a trust fund for over $1 billion. Over $1 trillion, sorry. So if the sickness or disaster come, they're safe. We don't have a trust fund. We're depending on the church. We're depending on the church. Hello? And the church is not trying to, they're trying to do a little to a little. They can't do big because they need that money. They need that money for the structure that they have. So they can go off and most of the church, they have big building. 100-unit apartment. Hello? I know one lady, she got 150-unit apartment. And each one of those apartments go for over $1,500 a month. Senior citizens occupy them. So she don't have to worry about money. And her husband is not there. The husband is gone long time ago. And there's a lot of women here that have big apartments by themselves with no husband. So they're doing pretty good. And they try to do a little help. And sometimes they forget about it because they think they're wasting time. And that's the problem we're having. Because they see that the help that they're doing is not working. You pick up a person off the street and take them into the dwelling, and they can't follow rules. They break the rules, so you have to let them go. And that's how it is. And the government know that of themselves. You take these people into custody and they break the rules. So the authority have to face them with brutality. And sometimes they do wrong unto these people because they lose their sense of direction. You take someone to the asylum and you already know that they have a problem, and you will bring force onto their problem. Break their hands, ribs fracture, and it's going on every day because they're not cooperating. They're non-compliance every day. So what I'm saying, I want somebody to get out there. I'm not young anymore. Get a young guy or a young girl with clean mind that's free of alcohol, narcotics, to open a trust fund for the black man. Worldwide trust fund. So when disaster come, we can save our people. See, if we didn't have a trust fund, we wouldn't have to be worrying about anything in Jamaica right now. We just go into the trust fund and just build all these homes back up. Because the trust fund will contain about $2 trillion. That will not be touched. Because every month, money is coming into the trust fund. We'll have a security of $2 trillion into the trust fund. That when disaster come, we can get in. We're not thinking that way. Now they are not thinking that way. I already come with a proposal. So if anyone want a proposal, I can send it to them. Ship it off or mail it off or email it. I still got it in my closet. Sometimes I read it off to the people. So what I'm saying, wake up. Talk from yourself. What do you think you can do as black men? You don't just want to have richness and have a big home. What you need a big house for? You by yourself. Look at you. You're just this small. You don't need no 5,000 acre land. You don't need no 4,000 square feet house. You don't. You look at you. You're this small. Just like this cup. You're that small. You don't need all that space unless you're going to put somebody else in there with you. If you ain't going to put somebody else up in there with you, you're just wasting your time. Straight up. Wasting your time. So I'm talking to the woolly man. If we have another plan beside opening a trust fund for the black men, let me know. Respect. Peace. I'm out of here.